Great evening, everyone. So I'm coming up with this formula. It's kind of like a full circle, kind of like if this, then this, if this, then this, and it just it's a formula that I'm coming up with. So the best way to return to truth, because like I said, there's one truth, and everything outside of truth is deception, it's fear, it's illusion, it's pride, it's ego, it's it's sin. It's not truth. It's separated from truth. It's not always sinful, but if it's not the truth, it's not the truth. There's one truth. So the best way to return to truth, you have to start in humility. You start in humility, and you have to, once you start in humility, then you drop your ego. When you drop your ego, you ask for wisdom and discernment. When you have wisdom and discernment, you can forgive yourself for allowing any of the horrible things in your life that happened to you, whether you could control it or not. You forgive yourself for allowing that to happen. Then you can forgive the people who hurt you, and then you return back to humility. It's a full circle. Because without this circle, without this equation, then you're always stuck in pride, illusion, defending nonsense. When you My biggest thing is truth. It's my longest lasting relationship. The only relationship that's ever lasted in my life is with the truth. I've broken relationships and fixed them. I've had relationships that have ended. I've had relationships that I wish never happened. But my longest relationship was always and continuously will be with the truth. So like I said, you start in humility. You understand, Father, I need help. How to go from humility, then you ask for you ask for humility. Kurva mać, I just messed it up. All right, I'm gonna have to rewatch this, but humility. Then you go back to asking for wisdom. Or discernment and wisdom. You ask for humility. Oh, humility. Then you drop your pride and your ego. Excuse me. You have to start in humility. You understand. You drop your pride and your ego, because when you are being corrected or when someone is trying to give you some constructive criticism, your pride and your ego instantly blocks that humility. So you have your humility, you ask for your pride and your ego to be dropped. Then you ask for wisdom and discernment. Then you forgive yourself for allowing any of the things to happen. Then you forgive the people around you. And then also there's another step. Then you can start helping the others around you, which also returns to humility. Because if you're really intentionally trying to help people, you don't need to seek recognition for it. You That's humility. That's what's it called? That's what we do. That's a sacrifice we do for God. We humiliate. We don't humil. We put ourselves in humility for others, especially when they deserve it and when they need it. Like someone who deserves truth, who hasn't heard truth in so long, when they hear it and you see their eyes light up and they start smiling, that's the best part. So you drop your ego, or you start in humility. You drop your ego and your pride. You ask for wisdom and discernment. You forgive the people around you. You forgive yourself for allowing anyone around you to take you out of focus, to put you in a bad mood. Even if they harmed you and it wasn't your fault, you have to forgive yourself for being in that situation. Then you forgive them for doing it. Doesn't mean you have to forget about it. Doesn't mean you have to be their friend. You just forgive them for it. You are released. You don't live rent free in my mind anymore. I release you. Then you can start helping the other people around you, and it's a full circle back towards humility. It's a chart, it's a graph that I've been like, I keep seeing it. It's full circle. Like every time I see someone, it's like, well, they need this. Well, if they went back here, like you can start anywhere. Everything goes back and around in a full circle. That's the way we need to learn, because if you live in a victim mentality, especially men, all right? I'm not trying to all right, if you're a man, you're the provider for your family. If you consider yourself a victim and you think you were abused and everything, all the problems in your life are because of everyone else and it's not your fault, well, then you have too much pride. You have no humility, first of all. You have too much pride. You don't have wisdom and discernment. You can't forgive yourself for allowing yourself to let con artists into your life. Like, everyone's a promise maker. They're great. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do that for you. No, they're not. They just want to steal from you, and they want to abuse you, and they want to cheat you. Unless it's a really genuine good person, all right? I'm not saying everyone is bad and out to get you, but in the most part, what my experience, everyone in my eyes is a con artist, a liar, and a deceiver until they prove me otherwise. That's without knowing them. But like, as soon as I see someone, I look at the facial expressions, the way they talk to me, the tone in their voice, then I can immediately break that conspiracy in my mind. But automatically, right off rip, everyone is out against me until they're with me. You know, that's a bad way to live too. That's a part of fear that comes from lack of humility and ego. But to me, it's a learning experience. You can't trust everyone. Everyone's going to promise you this, and then they're going to screw you over later, and then they're going to ask you for forgiveness, and then they're going to keep doing it until you no longer serve them, and then they'll turn on you. But it's not about that. Starting in humility. I have a problem. I need to fix myself. Father, give me direction. You ask for wisdom and discernment. Or humility, drop your ego. Humility, drop your ego. Ask for wisdom and discernment. Forgive yourself for allowing anyone else to take you out of your truth element, away from truth. Anyone who allowed you to be separated from truth, you have to forgive yourself for that happening. Then you can forgive them. Like I said, you don't have to be their best friend anymore. You don't have to talk to them. You don't even have to forget about it, but you can forgive them. It's better to forget about it, because when you don't think about it, they're not living rent-free in your mind. But you forgive them for that. Doesn't mean they have to be your best friend again. Then, once you forgive them for that, you forgive yourself, you forgive them, then you can start helping others, and it's a full return circle to humility and honoring God. All right? It's the full circle. Someone needs to make this chart. I'll probably draw it out by hand, but I'm sure everyone else is going to make a better version of it. But the hand version written, the circle of life, of why, how we should act, and how then you're able to absorb new information with humility, especially if it's something that you don't even know. You were just programmed and you're so invested in what you were taught, but 99% of the stuff that you were taught was fake. It's pseudoscience. It's not truth. It's pick and choose facts that are sponsored by agendas. You know, when you find the truth, then you can absorb the information through humility. You drop your ego. You forgive yourself for being, you drop your ego. You ask for wisdom and discernment. You forgive yourself for any of the illusions or the delusions, the lost voyage you were on. You're thankful that you're back at truth. You forgive the people who caused you to be separated from it. You don't have to be their best friends. And then you start helping other people, and then that returns back to humility. Have a wonderful day. It's a full circle.